Hi, I'm Celine, and this is my dog Fella. We live in Revelstoke, BC, a small town with big adventures, big snowfall, and a big dog-loving community. From the snowy peaks of avalanche country to the remote forests of tree planting camps to sled dog trails and veterinary clinics, I've had the privilege of working with dogs in some of the most challenging and awe-inspiring environments. This has given me a unique insight into the practical skills and knowledge needed to keep our best buddies safe in the great outdoors.
How's it going? How's it going? Oh, you know. 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 It ain't so bad. I can't complain. Seems like some things will never change. Seems like some things will never be the same. How's it going? How's it going? Oh, you know. 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 Got a hole in my boot, and my shoelace broke. So did my truck, spent my last buck on a pack of small. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How's it going? How's it going? Oh, you know. 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 I fell in love the first time. Since the first time I fell in love. We're holding hands. We're holding hands. We're holding hands.
Revi is a town of committed dog owners, adventurers, outdoor enthusiasts, and people who consider themselves stewards of the planet. Our series, Call of the Wild, is inspired by the enduring human-animal bond and how this bond is shaped by the untamed nature in this area. It's about companionship, safety, and a deep respect for all living things that draws us to these wild places. Join me and my best friend Fella as we dive into the incredible lives of dogs in rugged outdoor environments and discover what it truly means to answer the call of the wild.
I got a gal in the Starwood Mountain high, oh diddle-um-a-day. She won't come and I won't call her high, oh diddle-um-a-day. I've got a gal in the Starwood Mountain high, oh diddle-um-a-day. She won't come and I won't call her high, oh diddle-um-a-day. Chickens a crowing in the Starwood Mountain high, oh diddle-um-a-day. So many pretty girls I can't count 'em high, oh diddle-um-a-day. Roosters crowing in the Starwood Mountain high, oh diddle-um-a-day. So many pretty girls I can't count 'em high, oh diddle-um-a-day. Big dogs bark and the little ones bite too high, oh diddle-um-a-day. Big girls court and the little ones fight too high, oh diddle-um-a-day. Big dogs bark and the little ones bite too high, oh diddle-um-a-day. Big girls court and the little ones fight too high, oh diddle-um-a-day. My true love lives up in Letcher High, oh diddle-um-a-day.
Time moves differently for our animals. One moment they're bounding through forests, and in what feels like the blink of an eye, they're gray in the face, slow to rise, and sleeping more than they're awake. In her golden years, Snuff doesn't chase bikes anymore. Her pace is gentle, her world slower. But the love, that only deepens. Aging is inevitable, and with pets, those changes come quickly. Their lives unfold beside ours at double speed, reminding us just how fleeting and precious our time together really is. This episode is about honoring that time, about caring for our senior companions with grace, preparing for the end, and navigating the quiet, aching grief that follows when they're gone. In this episode, we meet two of my friends shaped by grief in powerful ways. Mackenzie is reconnecting with her Inuit roots through her work as a death doula, offering care and comfort through life's hardest transitions. And Joe, who turned the loss of his beloved dog Gringa into a legacy, raising over $23,000 to help cover vet bills for seniors in our community.
My name is Mackenzie. I am a registered social worker and certified end-of-life doula with additional training in end-of-life animal care. And I'm registered in Alberta, BC, Manitoba, and Ontario. So Inuit teachings and values really emphasize deep respect for the natural world, a profound understanding of the interdependence, and the belief that all living beings, humans, animals, the environment, they're all connected. From this perspective, the relationship between pets and their humans reflects this mutual respect and responsibility. In Inuit culture, animals are not seen merely as a resource or as property. They're respected as beings with their own intelligence, their own spirit, and their own role in the world. The bond between humans and pets can be seen as an extension of the relationship with the natural world, where there is an understanding that each life form has a value, and that caretaking is reciprocal. It's a nurturing process. So this relationship is reflected in that Inuit teaching of respect for others, whether that be human or animal or the land. It's all fundamental to living in harmony. Inuit culture also places significant importance on observation, listening, and learning from the land and its inhabitants. So through the lens of Inuit values, pets may be seen not just as companions, but also as teachers. The bond with pets may be viewed as an opportunity for humans to learn lessons in patience, responsibility, even empathy, as these pets offer unconditional love and support to us.
Morning I woke up with a view of the moon to untangle my shoulders. A sleepy balloon, I'm celebrating, making it through, just making it through. And when I grow up, I wanna be like a tree and change with the seasons, helping people breathe. But all I've achieved lately is making it through, just making it through. I froze on the spot where you left me to hold everything still worth protecting. I know now at the end of the ending that just making it through is the rest, just making it through.
Sometimes I catch myself watching Fella, and I'm hit with this wave of love so deep it aches. He's only 5, still full of life and fun, but there's a part of me that already grieves the years I know will pass too quickly. I think about the day he won't be beside me on my favorite forest walks, and I wonder how I'll cope without him. My best friend, my shadow, the one who's seen me through everything. This is anticipatory grief, the quiet sadness that comes from loving a dog so much you can't help but fear the end. And I want to share that vulnerability because I know I'm not alone. So many pet owners carry this hidden weight, afraid to say it out loud. But what I've come to understand is that this grief is a reflection of the love we carry. It's not something to be ashamed of, it's something to honor. Aging isn't the end of the story. It's a sacred chapter, full of tenderness, presence, and connection. Because to love a dog is to one day lose them, but it's also to be changed forever by the journey you shared. So grateful to Mackenzie for sharing her wisdom. She's made the language of grief feel so much more accessible and safer to hold. Her understanding of grief was shaped in hospital rooms as her child battled a serious illness. In that time, they lost a lot of hospital friends, and Mackenzie realized She had it in her heart to support those who are leaving Earthside. From that deep well of love and loss, she made it her mission to bring ceremony, language, and safety back to grieving hearts, so no one would have to grieve quietly again. She taught me that some grief goes unrecognized, like when we lose a pet, and the world expects us to move on quickly. But in her teachings, all grief is sacred.
Disenfranchised grief occurs when society doesn't recognize our loss as valid, or when the loss is the result of something taboo. For example, the loss of a same-sex partner, loss from suicide, or the loss of a pet. Because society downplays these losses, it can be really difficult to process and to move through our grief in ways that actually help us heal. For pets especially, there's no bereavement leave from work. There's no funeral or celebration of life. Very few professionals even advertise that they provide grief support following pet loss. So people can even feel really ashamed to seek that support. I just personally display my pet-related services right alongside other services on my website. And I advertise through vet clinics and other animal-related organizations. In doing so, I hope that people recognize that their grief is actually not uncommon and that it is nothing to be ashamed of. Their grief, again, is no more than a reflection of the love and the care that they shared with their pet. For somebody who is trying to support a friend through grief, I think my biggest advice is to understand that you can't make this better. Okay, there's no going around grief or over it or under it. People have to go through grief. And there is nothing that you're going to say that can make that better. So don't try to make it better. Instead, just try to be with your friend in their grief. Let them talk about their pet. Let them cry about their pet without judgment. Offer to help them shop for a memorial for their pet. You would know your friend well, and you might know what would represent them and the love that they shared with their pet. I would also just encourage people to recognize that, as with any other grief, your friend is going to have up days or down days, and then that's okay. And that's completely normal. Whatever helps them feel like they honored their companion animal in a way that reflects how cherished they were. Some common memorials that I see are an urn for their pet's ashes, a shadow box with some of your pet's belongings, like their collar and their leash, a clay impression of your pet's paw print, a memorial stone that you put in your garden at home, or even a photo book. I encourage people to just take the time to explore what is out there and choose whatever feels best for you.
My name's Joe Lammers. I've lived in Revelstoke for just over 17 years, and yeah, welcome to my home. Gringa Lammers was my best friend. She was a little pit bull mix who was a rescue dog. So good for ski touring and mountain biking, and you could take her anywhere to the backcountry, and she just shined like a diamond. In terms of personality, she was just incredibly expressive and cheeky and engaged, and she just wanted to make me happy, which was just a beautiful thing to share in our relationship. Papa was a Rolling Stone, so we don't know what his breed was, but Mama was an American Pit Bull. And finest moments, I think, were in her last year when she was going through chemotherapy, and somehow she just seemed to adopt this resilience and maybe some wisdom. And it, as we made these multiple trips to Kelowna for chemotherapy treatments, it was kind of like Groundhog Day. It's like, come on, Gringo, let's go again. And she knew what was happening, and she knew it was going to be scary and unpleasant, but you know, we were doing it together, and there was a beauty in that, and a calmness that she assumed that that I didn't see until that final year in her life. That and the way she kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better word, just sort of stepped up was really beautiful to watch.
Light, dark, light again. 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 Light, dark,
This relationship that we have with our pets is so sincere. It's so uncomplicated, right? There's no baggage, there's no torrid history with our pets. And they also just represent this really big part of our daily lives, the tasks that we do, the responsibilities that we have. In return, they love us unconditionally. I often say that this is one of the truest forms of love that we can experience in our life. And we form a really deep and strong bond with our companion animals. Many people actually see their pets as their children, especially if they don't have any children of their own. So grief is really just a reflection of the love that we felt and the importance that that relationship had to our life. Considering the bonds that we do form with them, it's not surprising that people feel an immense grief when they lose their pet. In this way, the grief we experience following pet loss is actually no different than the grief that we might feel in losing anyone else that we cherish or are deeply connected to. It is different, however, in that we are not typically granted the same rituals and the same amount of time needed to process that grief and to move through that grief.
When you look at seniors, you see their social circle contract over years, and life gets lonelier. You lose your partner, that only increases, and it's not like they're 30 years old and know what a GoFundMe is, right? So in the absence of community, pets can be just so important. If my mom needed a $1,500 procedure to keep her dog alive, I bet she could pull it off, but I know that's not the case with all seniors. And just knowing how important pets can be to them, I just want to do something meaningful in that direction. So about a year ago, I started Gringa's Fund. It just would break my heart to know that there's someone in our community that would have to put their animal down, whether it's a dog or a cat or, a ferret. I don't know. I don't care. I just would hate to think that there were financial barriers that could have, been managed. We started Gringa's Fund, and I've been working in partnership with the Revelstoke Vet Clinic, and it's been really rewarding. Throughout that last year, it went from Gringa being apprehensive about being at the vet clinic to her being excited about being there. And I owe that to the bedside manner and, just the engagement of all the people who work there. I can't thank them enough, but, to think that they have to have those conversations with pet owners about having to put their pet down, potentially because they can't afford a procedure. I can see that also being hard on the staff. So my hope is that it reduces any associated stress there. Revelstoke's just really cool in that there are a lot of committed dog owners, and I just found support in my community. Yeah, you know, a soul dog that's passed that you understand how impactful it can be. So find your dog, people.
Yeah.
They're out there.
To anyone that is grieving the loss of a beloved pet, I want you to know that you're not alone and your grief is valid. It reflects the depth of the love that you shared with your pet. The bond between humans and pets is powerful, and when a pet leaves, it's not just the loss of a companion, but it's the loss of part of your heart. It's okay to feel that sadness really deeply, because again, grief is just a reflection of the joy, the comfort, the love that they brought into your life. Take the time that you need with your grief. And remember that there is no right or wrong way to mourn or to grieve. And there's no timeline for healing. Some days might feel easier. Other days might feel heavier. Just allow yourself to move through the moments without judgment. The love that your pet gave you never truly disappears. It stays in your heart, in the memories that you created, and in the ways that they changed your life. Right? It's a love that transcends their physical presence, and that bond is eternal. There are losses that we don't get over, right? And that's okay. Like, I would hate to lose my soul mutt and get over it one day, right? But we grow around it, right? And that grief and that loss just kind of becomes a part of our story.
There'll come a time where you will look at those photos and feel less of a sting and more of a glow. And that day will come, I promise. Yeah.
Pets teach us not only about love, but also about the beauty of living fully in the moment. Even in grief, you can carry forward their spirit by honoring that deep connection. By allowing that love to continue to shape who you are. It's okay to smile at the good memories, to laugh at the funny moments, and to cry when sadness hits. It's all part of the journey. And as difficult as it may be, also consider that it's a beautiful thing to have been able to share your life with such a special soul, even if it was only for a time. Your pet will always hold a very unique place in your heart, and their love will remain with you, guiding you in ways that you may not even yet realize. And finally, take care of yourself. Know that it's okay to seek support when needed, whether through family, through friends, or even pet loss support groups, because you are not alone in this.
Dogs don't stay forever, but oh, do they ever leave their mark. In the years with us, they teach us how to live with our whole hearts, to wag more, worry less, and never turn down a good walk or treat. They remind us to greet our loved ones like it's the best moment of the day, to nap in the sun when we can, and to be loyal, to ourselves and to others. Losing them hurts because loving them is so easy. But even in their absence, they keep showing up, in memories and in the way we move forward as more compassionate versions of ourselves. I know us humans walk around like we've got it all figured out, but let's be real. Dogs are really the ones with the answers. They've cracked the code. Naps, snacks, unconditional love, repeat. To all the dogs out there, thank you for putting up with us while we try to catch up. Honestly, you've been the smart ones all along. This episode and this series come to a close. I want to take a moment to thank all the dogs who've walked alongside me. Not just during filming, but throughout my life. Each one has left a mark through muddy trails, quiet nights, joyful reunions, and heartbreaking goodbyes.
Morning I woke up with a view of the moon to untangle my shoulders. sleepy balloon, I'm celebrating, making it through, just making it through. And when I grow up, I wanna be like a tree and change with the seasons, helping people breathe, but all I've achieved lately is making it through, just making it through. I